Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Move back and forth or sideways. The ship was rocking. Hard bright-colored stick candy, typically flavored with peppermint. Pitching dangerously to one side. Material consisting of the aggregate of minerals like those making up the Earth's crust. That mountain is solid rock. Cause to move back and forth. Rock the cradle. United States gynecologist and devout Catholic who conducted the first clinical trials of the oral contraceptive pill, 1890 to 1984. A genre of popular music originating in the 1950s, a blend of black rhythm and blues with white country and western. Rock is a generic term for the range of styles that evolved out of rock and roll. A lump or mass of hard consolidated mineral matter. He threw a rock at me. Figurative, someone who is strong and stable and dependable. He was her rock during the crisis. Move back and forth or sideways. A note that alternates rapidly with another note a semitone above it. Move or cause to move back and forth. Grasping and shaking a person's hand, as to acknowledge an introduction or to agree on a contract. Building material used as siding or roofing. Move with or as if with a tremor. Causing to move repeatedly from side to side. Get rid of. I couldn't shake the car that was following me. Frothy drink of milk and flavoring and sometimes fruit or ice cream. Shake or vibrate rapidly and intensively. Stir the feelings, emotions, or piece of. A reflex motion caused by cold or fear or excitement. Bring to a specified condition by or as if by shaking. He was shaken from his dreams. Shake. A body part, to communicate a greeting, feeling, or cognitive state. Shake one's head. Undermine or cause to waver. My faith has been shaken. Move back and forth or sideways. The tall building swayed. Pitching dangerously to one side. Cause to move back and forth. The wind swayed the trees gently. Win approval or support for. His speech did not sway the voters. Move or walk in a swinging or swaying manner. Controlling influence. Hard bright-colored stick candy, typically flavored with peppermint. Sugar in large hard clear crystals on a string. Move sideways or in an unsteady way. The ship careened out of control. Pitching dangerously to one side. Walk as if unable to control one's movements. A combat between two mounted knights tilting against each other with blunted lances. Move sideways or in an unsteady way. Pitching dangerously to one side. Heel over. The tower is tilting. A contentious speech act. A dispute where there is strong disagreement. The property possessed by a line or surface that departs from the vertical. The tower had a pronounced tilt. To incline or bend from a vertical position. A slight but noticeable partiality. The court's tilt toward conservative rulings. Charge with a tilt. United States architect, 1902 to 1978. Kill by throwing stones at. People wanted to stone the woman who had a child out of wedlock. United States jurist who served on the United States Supreme Court as Chief Justice, 1872 to 1946. Material consisting of the aggregate of minerals like those making up the Earth's crust. Stone is abundant in New England and there are many quarries. Remove the pits from. United States journalist who advocated liberal causes, 1907 to 1989. A crystalline rock that can be cut and polished for jewelry. She had jewels made of all the rarest stones. United States feminist and suffragist, 1818 to 1893. The hard inner, usually woody, layer of the pericarp of some fruits, as peaches or plums or cherries or olives, that contains the seed. You should remove the stones from prunes before cooking. A lump or mass of hard consolidated mineral matter. United States filmmaker, born in 1946. United States jurist who was named Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court in 1941 by Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1872 to 1946. A lack of feeling or expression or movement. He must have a heart of stone. An avoirdupois unit used to measure the weight of a human body, equal to 14 pounds. A heavy chap who must have weighed more than 20 stone. Building material consisting of a piece of rock hewn in a definite shape for a special purpose. He wanted a special stone to mark the site. Of any of various dull tannish or gray colors. United States gynecologist and devout Catholic who conducted the first clinical trials of the oral contraceptive pill, 1890 to 1984. A genre of popular music originating in the 1950s, a blend of black rhythm and blues with white country and western. Rock is a generic term for the range of styles that evolved out of rock and roll. A genre of popular music originating in the 1950s, a blend of black rhythm and blues with white country and western. A genre of popular music originating in the 1950s, a blend of black rhythm and blues with white country and western. A genre of popular music originating in the 1950s, a blend of black rhythm and blues with white country and western. A genre of popular music originating in the 1950s, a blend of black rhythm and blues with white country and western. Move in one direction and then into the opposite direction. A rich sweet made of flavored sugar and often combined with fruit or nuts. Coat with something sweet, such as a hard sugar glaze. A rich sweet made of flavored sugar and often combined with fruit or nuts. Make into a confection. This medicine is home confected. Make or construct. Loiter about, with no apparent aim. Abrupt up and down motion, as caused by a ship or other conveyance. An unsteady, uneven gait. Move abruptly. The ship suddenly lurched to the left. The act of moving forward suddenly. Defeat by a lurch. Walk as if unable to control one's movements. A decisive defeat in a game, especially in cribbage. Move slowly and unsteadily. The truck lurched down the road. Set the level or character of. She pitched her speech to the teenagers in the audience. Any of various dark heavy viscid substances obtained as a residue. Abrupt up and down motion, as caused by a ship or other conveyance. The pitching and tossing was quite exciting. Promotion by means of an argument and demonstration. An all-fours game in which the first card led as a trump. A sports field with predetermined dimensions for playing soccer. Throw or hurl from the mound to the batter, as in baseball. The pitcher delivered the ball. Heel over. Be at an angle. Sell or offer for sale from place to place. Erect and fasten. Pitch a tent. Move abruptly. A high approach shot in golf. Baseball. The act of throwing a baseball by a pitcher to a batter. Degree of deviation from a horizontal plane. The roof had a steep pitch. Throw or toss with a light motion. A vendor's position, especially on the sidewalk. He was employed to see that his paper's news pitches were not trespassed upon by rival vendors. Fall or plunge forward. She pitched over the railing of the balcony. Hit, a golf ball, in a high arc with a backspin. Lead, a card, and establish the trump suit. Set to a certain pitch. He pitched his voice very low. The action or manner of throwing something. His pitch fell short and his hat landed on the floor. The property of sound that varies with variation in the frequency of vibration. Abrupt up and down motion, as caused by a ship or other conveyance. The pitching and tossing was quite exciting. Baseball. Playing the position of pitcher on a baseball team. Informal terms for personal possessions. Overeat or eat immodestly. Make a pig of oneself. She stuffed herself at the dinner. Fill with a stuffing while cooking. Have you stuffed the turkey yet? Senseless talk. Don't give me that stuff. Obstruct. My nose is all stuffed. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Wheat is the stuff they use to make bread. Press or force. A critically important or characteristic component. Suspense is the very stuff of narrative. Cram into a cavity. The child stuffed candy into his pockets. Fill tightly with a material. Stuff a pillow with feathers. Information in some unspecified form. It was stuff I had heard before. Miscellaneous unspecified objects. The trunk was full of stuff. Treat with grease, fill, and prepare for mounting. Stuff a bearskin. Unspecified qualities required to do or be something. The stuff of heroes. Artifact made by weaving or felting or knitting or crocheting natural or synthetic fibers. She measured off enough material for a dress. Having substance or capable of being treated as fact, not imaginary. Having material or physical form or substance. The tangible substance that goes into the makeup of a physical object. Coal is a hard black material. A person judged suitable for admission or employment. He was university material. Concerned with or affecting physical as distinct from intellectual or psychological well-being. Material needs. Concerned with worldly rather than spiritual interests. Material possessions. Derived from or composed of matter. The material universe. Directly relevant to a matter, especially a law case. His support made a material difference. Information, data or ideas or observations, that can be used or reworked into a finished form. The archives provided rich material for a definitive biography. Things needed for doing or making something. Writing materials. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. Take the place of or have precedence over. Terminate the employment of. Discharge from an office or position. Cause to move, usually with force or pressure. The refugees were displaced by the war. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally. In a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. Any genre of music having wide appeal, but usually only for a short time. Any genre of music having wide appeal, but usually only for a short time. An object occurring naturally, not made by man. A person who is good to other people. A list of names. His name was struck off the rolls. Move along on or as if on wheels or a wheeled vehicle. The president's convoy rolled past the crowds. Cause to move by turning over or in a circular manner of as if on an axis. She rolled the ball. Move by turning over or rotating. The child rolled down the hill. A deep prolonged sound, as of thunder or large bells. Small rounded bread, either plain or sweet. Show certain properties when being rolled. The carpet rolls unevenly. A roll of currency notes, often taken as the resources of a person or business, etc. He shot his roll on a bob-tailed nag. A long heavy sea wave as it advances towards the shore. Flatten or spread with a roller. Roll out the paper. The sound of a drum, especially a snare drum, beaten rapidly and continuously. Arrange or coil around. Roll your hair around your finger. The act of throwing dice. Move about aimlessly or without any destination, often in search of food or employment. They rolled from town to town. Sell something to or obtain something from by energetic and especially underhanded activity. Boil vigorously. The water rolled. A round shape formed by a series of concentric circles, as formed by leaves or flower petals. The act of rolling something, as the ball in bowling. Move in a wavy pattern or with a rising and falling motion. The waves rolled towards the beach. A document that can be rolled up, as for storage. Rotary motion of an object around its own axis. Occur in soft rounded shapes. The hills rolled past. A flight maneuver. Aircraft rotates about its longitudinal axis without changing direction or losing altitude. Anything rolled up in cylindrical form. Begin operating or running. The cameras were rolling. Emit, produce, or utter with a deep prolonged reverberating sound. The thunder rolled. Execute a roll, in tumbling. The gymnasts rolled and jumped. Move, rock, or sway from side to side. The ship rolled on the heavy seas. Photographic film rolled up inside a container to protect it from light. Pronounce with a roll, of the phoneme, R. She rolls her R's. Shape by rolling. Roll a cigarette. Take the shape of a roll or cylinder. The carpet rolled out. Walking with a swaying gait. Move unsteadily, with a rocking motion. Walk unsteadily. Move without being stable, as if threatening to fall. The drunk man tottered over to our table. Goods or money obtained illegally. Droop, sink, or settle from or as if from pressure or loss of tautness. Walk as if unable to control one's movements. A bundle containing the personal belongings of a swagman. Sway heavily or unsteadily. Valuable goods. Rock, sway, or nod, usually involuntarily.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.